Hello, everybody from LA Studios in Mobile, Alabama, here at Radio A1A and Cruisin' Country Radio and all the affiliates of A1A. I'm Harry T. We've got some great updates and announcements from, the second wind is indeed kicking in with Meeting of the Minds 2023 this year, now in beautiful Orange Beach and Gulf Shores, Alabama. Many years, for 30 years, it was in Key West, and now this year it goes to that beautiful location on the white sands of the Gulf of Mexico, right there for the 31st Meeting of the Minds. And those are Parrot Heads. And this year there's an update, specifically with the second wind kicking in. It seems to be a second digital wind kicking in with a new way that Parrot Heads will communicate and a new way that everyone will be able to get the news and what's happening to have the best time at Meeting of the Minds 2023. Once again, I'm Harry T. here at Radio A1A. With me today, we are honored to have with us from that brand new app. Yes, he's a Parrot Head himself. He is all the way from Louisville, Kentucky. He is Dale Clemons with Triton App. Hello, Dale Clemons.
Hi, Harry. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fantastic, my friend. Looks like a nice sunny day in Louisville. How's everything up there?
It's beautiful. We're getting ready, for our post-Derby event, so to speak. So it's been busy up here, and I appreciate you having me on this morning to talk about Triton App and the new modem FIP app.
And a couple of other things happening regarding the app. And let's go to that. Rob Hill says, and Rob Hill is one of the committee chairpersons of Meeting of the Minds 2023. He says that this is a complete platform moving forward for their organization, and that is the Parrot Heads who party with a purpose. What do you think about that quote, Dale Clemons?
Well, Harry, quite honestly, I haven't read it personally, but just off the take, I'll say that we've been very focused on the Meeting of the Minds part of the app. And we're certainly at Triton, we're certainly excited and hopeful that the app will continue on as a permanent part of the platform for FIP at large. But we know that the app right now is focused on modem, but it also has a lot of FIP general information. So, I encourage everybody to take advantage of the download. You can look at the poster that we've published that's available digitally, and it'll also be available at Meeting of the Minds. But we're hopeful things move forward, but I don't want to make a commitment at this point. It's certainly not my decision to make.
Well, this is good news, though, all the way up and down. A new sponsor for our Parrot Heads, who that's how they pay for the entertainment and the things that happen there at each one of these conventions. It's a national or it's an international convention, right, Dale?
Oh, absolutely. Folks come from, far and wide, so to speak. I personally can't tell you how far, but I know, Belize. I met some folks last year from Europe. So I thought another quote that I did catch from Rob is that one of the most significant answers they got last year when they asked Parrot Heads why they didn't attend Meeting of the Minds was they didn't know about it.
They didn't know about it.
So they didn't know about it. So, we're trying to conquer some of those specific, if you would, obvious issues through better communication. And we certainly know that Triton App can do that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You'll get a laugh because as I explored the application with the committee at large over the winter, we immediately, got the feedback that, well, some folks are going to really struggle with how to download the app and how to this and that. And it was quickly squashed with, don't worry, most of them have grandchildren and they'll do it for them. So we got a big chuckle out of that as far as how technology and our group at large is moving forward. So,
Well,
we're excited.
that is the word large group is synonymous with Parrot Heads downloading this app recently. How many so far?
I think we launched it on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Saturday.
And if you're
But,
seeing, if this that's just a couple of days ago. We're talking about a few days
just a
ago.
couple of days ago, and we have over 600 users as of this morning.
Wow.
And that's basically from Rob Hill and those that administer the FIP Facebook page or the Meeting
Yes.
of the Minds Facebook page, just putting an announcement out there. So, I dare say we have a lot of ears to reach yet and eyes about the availability of the app.
That's what this video is for us to be able to get this and post it on the FIP sites and all the sites where Parrot Heads are everywhere in the world so that you can see how to download this app and what it's all about. And quote unquote, we're a complete platform moving forward, the Triton app. Dale, is there a specific place on their phone that they would go? Now, if they have an Android or an Apple phone, it's for either one of those, right? Of course.
Correct.
And you would go to your app store, is that correct? What would you put in that app store?
You would search for Triton App, one word, 2 P's, Triton App, and you'll see our icon come up, which is a Triton, very applicable for a Triton, I would think. And you're just going to download that. The instructions are really basic. The organization code is Parrot Heads, verbally. Okay?
Parrot
With an S on
Heads.
the end.
Is it a capital P? Is it a capital P?
It's interesting. I've had folks log in with a capital P and small caps. I've had other folks say that it worked with them with all caps. So I think it really has to do with maybe whether you're on Android or whether you're on
Apple.
iOS.
Perfect.
So,
Dale Clemons, I want to reiterate again, you are Dale Clemons in Louisville, Kentucky, and we're talking about Meeting of the Minds 2023 here on Radio A1A, and we're talking about specifically where to download the Triton app, and that would be on your smartphone and your application store, is that right?
Absolutely. And Harry, I'll reiterate, any smart device you can download on your iPad.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely. So on any mobile device, you can download the app and have access.
Tell me the function of this app, if you don't mind.
Well, Harry, it's interesting. Triton App is a company that we, for a good example, we do custom builds for folks, like custom stores, if you would.
Yes.
If you want to talk about brick and mortar. But at the same time, we maintain what we call the Triton Mall. And that is where we allow companies and organizations such as FIP to come into our environment, and we build them their own app inside of our environment. It's a place that we help companies develop their mobile strategy versus spending tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to figure it out.
Absolutely,
that's kind of our niche in the market, and we're really, really excited to apply that niche to the FIP organization. And I supported with another one of my businesses. I supported Modem last year in Key West, and it was incredible. So with the advent of Triton and discussions last year, it became a natural avenue to help us bring our organization together in a closed community, communication-wise, by which we can share information that is applicable to Parrot Heads and information that we only want available to Parrot Heads. So the login security, all of our platforms are based on a technology called Salesforce. And anybody that's had any kind of electronic device may know that name. And we're real proud of that relationship. It gives us unparalleled security as far as, just protecting everything from someone's username to healthcare information, which could be part of the app in the future. You just never know. There's a lot of ideas.
Well, that's exactly the point. This app even has our radio broadcast available within it. If you look for Follow the Flock 2023 in there, and we want to make sure that you're recognized to all the Radio A1A listeners and viewers, that Triton App is now a part of the Follow the Flock tour for 2023, which has traditionally gone to Key West, but now this year it begins. Oh my God, what a beginning. Follow the Flock, and thanks to Dale Clemons, you had a couple of cocktails with a gentleman at a place called the Florida Cracker. And I can only say that the rest is history because everybody is now discovering it. The Village's Parrot Head Club just had an amazing event there. But now we're going to be kicking off something with a couple of your good friends on the stage, or a couple of stages, for 3 days in a place called Homosassa Springs, Florida. Tell me about this thing, Dale.
Yeah, really exciting. Big shout out to Blair Hensley, the founder and owner of Florida Cracker. I like to call it enterprises. They have a major retail brand in their Florida Cracker brand, 6 different locations throughout Central Florida. One being the Homosassa Springs Florida Cracker Riverside Resort. And the resort is a independent operation that licenses their brand. That's how significant Florida Crackers become. And then they have a location called the Monkey Bar, which is operated by Florida Cracker restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
So very unique relationship, but we are going to have an amazing kickoff to Follow the Flock leading up to the Meeting of the Minds in Gulf Shores and Orange Beach. It's going to feature 2 of my good friends as the MCs, yours as well, Harry. And I know a lot of our Radio A1A listeners know them personally. 2 of the funniest guys I know, in addition to being an incredible artist. And that is Don Middlebrook and Jim Asbell.
Yeah, Jim Asbell alone.
I only announce them that way because when Jim saw the Facebook release, he says, "Why do I have to be second?" So I thought I'd keep Jim second in all recognition going forward. But no, it's going to be an amazing 3-day event. It's going to, this is kind of where Triton wanted to get involved in even a bigger way than maybe you might expect. And that is, it's benefiting my personal charity in Florida called the Florida Sheriff Youth Ranches.
Oh, man.
And that benefits abandoned, abused, and neglected children throughout Florida. So we're really, really proud to be supporting them. My dear friend, which is also a friend of yours, Wayne Witzak, he's heavily involved. The whole organization over there is really, really excited. And we're going to have something going on that we're going to be able to announce that's going to be an ongoing auction item throughout the Follow the Flock.
Really?
And I think it's going to get a lot of people excited.
The whole excitement building on Follow the Flock, which, by the way, that's just the kickoff. This thing ends at a place called Live Bait right in the middle of Orange Beach, right between the Hangout and between the Floribama. That's going to be amazing. And the Triton app will be right there for you on your phone to tell you when the bus leaves to go there. Won't it, Dale?
Absolutely, yes. The shuttle map, the shuttle schedule, your artist performance times. There'll be a list of artists, but then you'll also be able to look at stage times. I know the Modem Committee is working hard on bringing all those details together, but as you may or may not know, they're still booking acts. So we're still out. So they're being a little cautious about what they publish, but I know as soon as that information is available, Jed will get that right over to us to have published on the app. But yeah, and it's interesting, Harry. It sounds to me like you created somewhat of a roadblock.
Um,
During my days of collecting money as a Shriner, we called those roadblocks.
we call them
So if you
paper
can't
sales.
you can't get to the hangout without going through live bait. You can't get to Floribama without going through live bait. I think what you have is called a roadblock.
And what you have is called a way on this thing called a smartphone, a smart device, to be able to enjoy every minute of it. You can go to the point where you click on something you like and take you directly to ticketing, all the way through the exact site of FIPS. FIP has an entire section within this app, your app, specifically for you, designated for news, updates, things that are happening. Am I right that this app would be an up to the minute report from, if we start Follow the Flock on Friday the 13th, October the 13th, there at Homosassa Springs, and we go all the way to the 29th, which is when it ends in Orange Beach and Gulf Shores, you can have up to the minute reports as it happens, right?
Yeah, as it's reported to Triton App, it would be updated. We certainly aren't collecting all the data, but the app is definitely the dissemination point for all that information. And something that people don't understand that I think is worth mentioning is when you log into the app, you have come into the mobile environment of Meeting of the Minds.
That's right.
FIP, okay? And even though if you're in the app, you click on something like FIP website, when you click on that little icon, it'll open up the FIP website,
right?
But you're still within the mobile app environment. So all you have to do is hit the back button, and it takes you right back to the home screen of the app.
Then you can
really
switch.
Kind of cool feature.
Yeah, and you can switch over to the Follow the Flock part of the app, and then you can switch over to the the myworldmeds.com part of the app. What are the rum that's sponsoring it, or whomever, or informations that you want to get about individual people in the app, right?
Right, and I tell you right now, I'm not calling the schedule, so I don't know how long it'll be there, but right now, if you register or log into the app times out about every 12 to 24 hours. We do that for security, so
Sure.
You have to log back in, and when you do, right now, you get what we call a pop-up, and that pop-up will come up, and it's a Claire Wright's new release that's available on Spotify. So all you have to do when you open the app, if you want to hear Claire's new song, and I think it's something along the lines of something about a hell of a beach. So it's really, really good. And so you just tap on that, and it takes you to Claire's song. And when you're through, you can close Spotify, and it takes you right back into the app again.
Well, let me take you back to 2 years ago on the beach at the Casa Marina, where you and I interviewed Claire Wright. Wasn't she amazing? Isn't she amazing?
She was, and it's been amazing to sit back and watch her over the last couple of years. Some folks that look at stout talent on a daily basis, Rob Hill being one, I know that I've heard a lot of people talking about Claire could be the next really, really big crossover artist to come out of our genre. And, she does good stuff. She's a sweet person. So we certainly wish her all the success.
Me too. And second win kicking in, Mr. Dale Clemons, Louisville, Kentucky, up there with the Triton App, an official sponsor of Follow the Flock 2023. And, of course, Meeting of the Minds, which is October the 25th through the 29th, 2023. Dale, any closing remarks or anything you'd like to say beyond this and where we're going from here and what we're doing to Party with a Purpose 2023 in October?
Well, Harry, first let me thank you for continuing Follow the Flock. It's a pleasure to work with you on that. And it's benefited a lot of various charities via their local parrot head clubs. This year, I'm excited about the involvement that we've had shown. I know the villages have an event right after the kickoff. They have an event, and that's going to be exciting to have them included. I'm hoping to see our friends from Tampa Bay Parrot Head Club come up for one of the days. But thank you for making all the charitable work possible through Follow the Flock. It's year 8. Are we on year 8? Is that where it's at?
That's right. 8 years of flocking. We began flocking from Tampa and into Cape Coral, then to Key Largo, Isla Mirada, then to Key West. Now it's beginning Homosassa, the Villages, Panama City, Destin, the Perdido Key Point restaurant there, and then over into Biloxi. We've got a unique Biloxi flocking because we have an entire group of Texas folks that are coming to be a part of they want to be following the flock, but they can't come all the way to Florida and then come back to Alabama. So this Biloxi flocking is going to be wonderful, and TritonApp will have the information for you there, right?
Absolutely. Hey, and another note, Harry, I think, for our friends out there, especially throughout Central Florida that have flocked with us for so many years, we're going to, I guess you and I have still got the planning to do on this, but we're going to make sure that our kickoff party recognizes Kenny Burke.
Oh,
A dear friend of ours that helped all the stuff originally happen, who's gone on to better beaches, but going to look forward to celebrating Kenny.
Yes, indeed. I wouldn't mind you and I putting our heads together and making some special plan regarding Kenny's remembrance throughout the Follow the Flock 2023. He was there in the beginning, as you can remember so well. We've been doing it a while, but it just gets better. And second wind kicking in is also, I would call, a curveball to everybody. Didn't know it was coming to Alabama, did they? They had no idea.
I don't think the committee knew it was going to Alabama until they knew.
25 years in Key West, you get used to something. So I will tell you this: if you, I began my musical career on the coast of Alabama, and so did a gentleman by the name of Jimmy Buffett. And this is an opportunity to come back to where it all began. And some of those places are still here, Dale. I mean, you know what I'm talking about? If you were an Elvis fan, wouldn't you want to go? Wouldn't you want to go back to Memphis and to all those places, to Sun Records? Well, there's a place here in Mobile, kind of like Sun Records, if you're a Buffett fan. So there's going to be a lot you and I are planning. Me and Mr. Dale Clemons here from Triton App, and you are a part of the. You've been a part of the planning from the beginning. So if there's something we can help you with along the way, other than not answer the phone right now here in the studio, we'd like to thank you. Thank you, Triton, for supporting Follow the Flock. Thank you, Dale Clemons, for many years following the flock and supporting it with your many sponsorships, by the way. And thank you to Jed Johnson, excuse me. Jed, he is the committee person that really put you and I together. And he is part of the team at Meeting of the Minds and the committee. Last year, he sat on the membership desk. I think that's kind of like, that's like an initiation. They make you sit on the registration desk, right, Dale, for Jed?
Yeah, he was mentored last year by Rob Hill, and in turn, and I say that loosely, but in turn, he is mentoring Suzanne Calhoun, who will take over the chair next year. But safe to say, everybody seems to hang around. So we've got a very, very deep leadership committee coming through. New fella coming on, Mr. Pete. Haven't met him yet, but I dare say that Jed is doing an outstanding job. Rob, as always. And the artist lineup, I've had an opportunity to have a little peek at it, and it's incredible. You know, one more thing, Harry. There's always one more thing.
Yes.
But I forgot to mention that I spoke to our friends from this little group called Peyton Monarch, and just happened to be messaging with them about some other things. But they reaffirmed the fact that
yes,
Peyton Monarch will be at Homosassa Springs and are going to be very excited about that event. I mean, they're generally excited to be part of that. So
if I
thought
may,
I'd let you know about that because it was just right before our call that I was
I'm
messaging with Jimmy Peyton.
I'm a DJ. If you're messaging with Jimmy Peyton, I'm messaging with Michael Monarch. Do you know who he is? That's the Peyton Monarch
Jimmy
band.
Peyton's partner.
No, he's the lead.
That's why Jimmy was affirming. You know how he found out? Jimmy found out because he works part-time for Blair at Florida Cracker. And he didn't even know until Blair told him they were playing.
Well, the thing is, Michael Monarch is the lead guitar player on the song Born to Be Wild, Magic Carpet Ride, Steppenwolf. He is the original lead guitar player. And when he and Jimmy set it up, Michael wasn't the original singer, but Jimmy is the singer that sings. He sings it just like the record. So you walk up to see Peyton Monarch, and you know what you're going to hear, Steppenwolf, and 2 or 3 number 1 songs in the tropical Americana world, trop rock music, by Peyton Monarch that made the Trop 40 countdown into the number 1 status. So what you're going to hear at the Cracker is an amazing show. Hosted by
Absolutely.
Hosted by who? Can you put an icing on the cake on this thing? It is amazing.
Asbel Middlebrook. I'm going to give Jim first billing this time. Asbel Middlebrook.
As we do this video,
and just so everybody knows, if you want a big mouthful of Don Middlebrook, make sure you're there on Friday evening, and then on Saturday you get the double dose. You get Jim and Don for 12 hours, and then on Friday morning, Jim Bob Asbel is going to do is going to work with Webb Dalton.
You mean Sunday morning?
Off an amazing Sunday.
Sunday morning.
Okay.
Oh, Jim Bob Asbel.
Like I said, if you want a straight up, what do you call it? A straight and neat shot of Don Middlebrook, be there Friday night.
Oh, man, we've got such a lineup coming in there to support them. Dale Clemons, we call him Butter. He's so smooth. And Jeff Randall is going to bring a crowd of VIP. Yes. The VIPs are starting to sell out, folks, so get ready. And that's just by the artists bringing their fans. So hang in there.
Yeah, Modem's gone. You know that.
Yes.
Modem VIP is gone, so that tells you right now how Follow the Flock's going to roll.
Registration running at a good level from what we understand. Second Wind kicking in, Meeting of the Minds, sponsored by Triton App and Mr. Dale Clemons. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Harry. It's been a pleasure.
It has indeed. And thank you, Radio A1A listeners and everybody on A1A for tuning in to this report about our upcoming Follow the Flock events and Second Wind kicking in, Meeting of the Minds 2023.